folks, welcome to the Folks Health Service. So today we're going to play some 2 Point Hospital because I caved and bought the Off the Grid DLC. So the DLC recommends that you get at least 1 star in Duckworth, and I think that's because some of the kind of criteria are very similar in that you don't earn much money from the diagnosis and treatment. It's more about earning money from doing certain things and getting like a grant given to you. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that we'd got 3 stars in Duckworth, so we're definitely more than capable. But this is my personal game. It's not one that I've recorded basically, so I've managed to 3-star everything so far anyway, where I've got up to. So I thought what we'd do is I want to explore some of the off the grid stuff. So we're going to start in Wanderoff, which is keep campers feeling good deep inside this country park. But just be mindful right now that you shouldn't be going to any country parks, that you should totally be staying indoors. Just wanted to get that out there. And yeah, so we're going to start here. And then I was thinking we could start our own career. And once we've done these 3 hospitals and sort of seen what it's all about, we can start our own career and 3-star all of the hospitals again. And I will record them this time and obviously offer helpful tips. Well, let's say helpful tips, but I have actually looked at this hospital briefly, so I'm just going to restart this hospital. I just wanted to kind of see what it was all about and get a bit of an idea of what we need to do. So I'll read this to you anyway. So this is all about the wellness index basically. So this is how you're going to get your money, is through the wellness index. This gives a brief introduction to the level. I always recommend that you read these because these give you tips and hints on how to beat the level. They always tell you kind of what to do. So we're just going to read through this anyway. So welcome to Wanderoff County Park, where holistics have been farming rare natural ingredients for years. Once they heard that the mayor was planning to trial her green initiative in the area, they decided to open a nature commune and take advantage of the foot traffic. It's our job to care for the people attached to those feet. Our funding from Holistic will depend on how well we're scoring on their new scale. Yes, the less than fine people at Holistics have developed something called a wellness index, which is this in this top corner, and we'll talk about that in a minute, which uses a number of different criteria to measure the overall well-being of a community. They believe that they've found a correlation between high scores on the wellness index and a willingness to purchase their organic tat. We won't receive much for diagnosing and treating patients, so if we want to make money, we'll need to score well on the wellness index by focusing on its 6 criteria: staff and patient happiness, attractiveness, hygiene, reputation, and cure rate. So this is where this comes in, basically. So your big clue here to beating this level is right in this last sentence about focusing on these 6 criteria. So you're not going to get, like I said, this is where it comes to be quite like Duckworth. You're not going to get much for diagnosing and treating patients, so you've got to focus on other things to get the money. You don't want to let your money get too low. I'm just going to turn you down slowly because you are very, very high and you're definitely shouting a lot. So let's turn you all down very slightly. Get the DJ down. Just let me know if that's too low or too high or whatever. Let me know. Yeah, so anyway, so basically let's look at the wellness index. So I'm assuming that this is going to be a progress line, and these are all the things that we need to focus on. So we've got cure rate, use upgraded machinery and qualified staff. So we're going to have to focus on research and definitely training. We're going to have to focus on staff happiness. So we need to make sure that their rooms are full of items that they can use to make themselves happy while working. Patient happiness, obviously that's all about making it pretty, making sure that they've got they're entertained and well fed. Obviously attractiveness is self-explanatory. Hygiene, obviously we want to get this place cleaned up because there's quite a lot of pee and for some reason a turd, I don't know. I mean, diarrhea I understand, but an actual turd, that I don't get that, why anyone would do that on the floor. But anyway, reputation. So we've obviously got to get his reputation up, so it might be that we'll need to do some sort of marketing later on. Now, first things first, what I would like to do is I want to just have a look at one of these just to see what the area is that we're looking at here. So we've got a little bit of an area here. It looks like this guy came from over here, but I don't think there is an actual entrance. I don't think any of these sort of point to a place where people are definitely coming. So basically we've got full reign. We can start wherever we want. I want to make sure that the flow of the hospital obviously makes sense. We don't want to be having like treatment rooms and treatment rooms and treatment rooms and diagnosis and stuff like that. So I think, after looking at it yesterday, that this looks like kind of a nice area here for a reception. So in that case, we could either have like GP and diagnosis going around this way, or perhaps we could have it going this way. This area here looks like a good area for treatment, maybe. Because it's kind of out of the way, it's tucked up the top, and obviously we've got this one here as well that we could possibly, I'm going to pause it because that guy's going to leave soon. This could be also a little treatment area as well. So I think that what I'm going to try and do is get the flow to go round in a big circle like this. So if we start with the reception area anyway, we go to the items, I'll click that off so we don't need to look at that. And let's get a reception desk in. There we go. I'm also going to be looking for staff that will work for peanuts because, well, there we go, perfect. So cheap, late, well, they want more frequent breaks. They're not perfect, but they'll do for now. People that work for peanuts are going to be really handy for this hospital, just purely because we're not going to be getting money coming in constantly. We're going to have to meet certain criteria, so we don't want to use all our money paying our staff, is basically what I'm trying to get at. So if we put that back to normal speed, and these people will wander over here and speak to reception, and they'll definitely want to see a GP. So let's have a look what we've got in the way of GPs. No, we don't want anyone who's going to make you sick. Obviously, we've got to be mindful of these as well. So we don't want anyone that's unhygienic, because hospital hygiene is one of our criteria. Will work for peanuts, charming, thinks cartons are bad. I mean, these two, we don't want anybody terribly dull, but you will have to do for now. I don't really want you, but you'll have to do. So I think our first GP office is just going to sit right in this little space here, and then there's plenty of room for another one next to it. It's quite large, actually. I don't want it to be that big. They've already failed. Right. So I kind of want that in front of the door. I'm going to get rid of this as well. We don't need it to be that large at all. Just so that patients can come in, sit down and come straight back out again without having to mess around. I definitely want to get these medicines cabinets in because they are useful for diagnosis and treatment power. This weighing machine, I've got all the DLC. There's so many items. But this one does diagnosis and treatment power, so I want to get one of those in, because obviously we need to work as much as we can with what we've got, and we don't have a very good GP, so it would be quite good to have you know, an office that covers the treatment and the diagnosis, well, the diagnosis power that we're not getting from the GP currently. Right, so I also want to add in, make sure that there's enough items for the doctor to look after himself while he's in there so he can work longer and feel satisfied. So we'll get a bin in. This map is very, very hot, so I need to make sure to put some aircon in. Right, so we've got a new illness here. So our doctors have discovered a new illness, weeping iris. Sustained sobbing has left the sufferer with a leaky aperture or two. They require cheering up and a chemical treatment that tightens the body's body's plumbing. Patient is seeking treatment. We will need an injection room in order to treat them. Ah, okay, we'll do that. Because I do like the injection room, purely because it does more than one different illness, so that's quite handy for us. Let's just, while we're carrying on with this room, I've just paused it so I can put the rest of the stuff in this room that I want. I think I'll put these here in the entrance. And I quite like this water cooler This is a, I mean, I don't know what expansion that's from, but I think it looks quite cute. I mean, obviously you can have coffee that reduces thirst and it gives them a caffeine buzz. Obviously there's the hot chocolate maker, which increases happiness. I think that's from the Bigfoot DLC. And from the new one, we've got this rainwater. We've got reduces thirst and it's self-sustaining, which, I mean, that's fine. It obviously fits with the aesthetic of the area, but they're all self-sustaining, really, because you don't have to fill them up, so it doesn't really matter. Let's get a rug in. Ooh, what is that? A lion's head. Cool. I think I want to get this in. This looks cool. It goes nicely with the carpet as well. So there we go. Anyway, for now, that's the doctor's office. So he has, or she, sorry, has got plenty of things to be getting on with. They've got aircon, they've got somewhere to drink, they've got somewhere to eat, they've got somewhere to throw up, they've got somewhere to weigh themselves, because everybody loves weighing themselves. That's like my favourite thing to do, definitely. Right, so we need to be building an injection room. So let's do that. I'm going to pop it on normal speed now. Let's see if we've got a nurse first. Oh, okay. Oh, wants more money. They would be perfect because they've got 2 treatment skills already, but they want more money. I'm wondering if maybe we should just take the hit for now, because getting somebody in who can actually do the job would be really good. They've got a weak bladder, so we don't want them. I think we're going to just get these for now. We will get rid of them eventually. It's not going to be too bad. We have got 188,000. We're not massively without money, so... right, so we've got GP here. If we have diagnosis around this area, so if I put this injection room, let's put the injection room here. We can always move it, and nothing is stuck where it is. It's not like we can't deal with that later on. So we'll do that. We'll pop the injection centre, I don't know what it's called, the injector. One of our patients has been sent to all of our diagnosis rooms, but we're only 80%. Okay, we'll get them to wait. Get them to wait as well. Let's just pause it a second while we get some of the stuff in this room that we need. So again, same thing. We definitely want our cabinets in there. Pop a bin in, why not? Also, this is my new favourite bin because it looks like it's got a bin liner. And that is a really weird thing to say, I understand, but the fact that the other bins don't have bin liners really upsets me. Because it's medical waste. It's medical waste, guys. Like, why wouldn't you have a bin? Why wouldn't it have a bin liner? Right, okay. So we've got somewhere to eat, somewhere to drink. They don't have the luxury of sitting down at a desk like GPs do, so I would recommend that we get a chair. Now, I quite like this one from the Pebbly Island DLC. That's quite cute, so I'll pop that in front of there. And they've got this nice notice board which gives off attractiveness, so you can see it's green there. It gives them a bit of attractiveness there anyway. I do want to pop a window in here though. Let's just quickly edit that. Pop a window. Pop one there as well, why not? Yeah, so we'll get that going. And now we're looking at doing diagnosis. So let's get some benches in first, because otherwise they're going to be upset that they've got nowhere to sit and wait for treatment. Get patient to wait. So what diagnosis shall we do first? Let's have a look. Nope, that's the wrong thing, isn't it? See, I'm always torn here. I'm always torn as to whether we should bother with general diagnosis and cardiology, because as you get on in the game, there's much better diagnosis rooms, such as the Megascan and DNA lab, an X-ray, but obviously these are sort of cheap and they require a nurse, which is a bit easier than training up a doctor. But then I like the ward as well, because the ward does a range of diagnosis and also illnesses. So I'm leaning towards doing the ward, to be quite honest with you, because although it is larger and takes up more space, I just think that it's going to be more useful to us. That's really ridiculous, Emma. I don't know why you've built it like that. I usually do my wards kind of similar every time. So let's get we'll get 2 of those in. See how many beds we can fit. Put them there. And then if we do these on the opposite, there we go. So we can easily fit 6 beds in there. Right, let's no, it's not ready because I forgot to put that in. And we can fit a nurse's station just there as you come in. So if I do that, let's no, I want to click the I keep forgetting to put windows in as well. Right, let's edit that a second. 2 seconds while I get myself sorted. We'll get a window. Window doesn't look into. Oh, that's annoying. That's fine. I've got 1 window. That'll do. Speaking of urinating, I'm gonna have to get some toilets. There's a definite must for this hospital. So I like to put these little heart monitors above the bed because they also do diagnosis and treatment power. I like to put a medicine cabinet in between the beds as well. And I think I'm going to leave this area free here to put one of those. I'll put some scales. Let's get a bin in, because I think that's quite important for a ward, surely. Pop a bin in this corner. We'll get them. That's not going to fit there, is it? Right, we'll get a water cooler just here as you come in the door, and we'll pop some sweets down this end. We're going to also need some aircon. So, where am I going to put the aircon? Well, I'll have to go there. It's the only place for it. Right, you can move over. You can move over as well. Is that sorted the air situation in there? Let's hover over it. Nope, not in this corner it hasn't. Let's get a little one. I think I can fit it in there. Yeah, that should be fine. And you have moved there, that's fine. So if we go to nurse... Oh, grumpy, really? Inspiring. There we go. You can be our new ward nurse as well. I will put it so that you can have 2 people in there. And that'll do for treatment and also curing patients. So that's a double whammy, as I like to call it. So in order to... Well, in this level... Definitely going to get some hygiene stations. In order to get food for the patients, I think we're going to be looking at these rather than at the the snack machines. So I've just realised actually that we haven't. So we've got an emergency here for 6 patients with ramshackled. We don't currently have a pharmacy, so I'm sort of reluctant to build one just for an emergency. If any of these patients come in on their own, we'll definitely build one, or if we get any more patients that need a pharmacy. But for now, I'm going to say no. Get this patient to wait. So we need some more diagnosis. Okay, that's fine. So we cure... Oh, well, we're doing all right for morale, and we're doing all right for curing patients. We just need to get the hospital attractiveness up. Everything else looks alright. We're not doing too badly. Attractiveness is definitely needs some attention, but as I was saying, I've just realised we need some janitors. Literate, charming will work for peanuts. We're going to get him anyway. I'm not totally happy with him being a litterer, but we can sort that out later. A natural mentor, there we go. So they'll be my 2 nurses for now, janitors for now. Let's have a look what we've got for nurses. Why is everyone a litterer all of a sudden? Class clown always smells good. Wants more money. Nope, you're out. I'm thinking perhaps this could be our GP for now, because they have got a bit of diagnosis skill as well. I'm going to pop you in there. Cassandra Rancid. Ew. I'm not usually one for suggestions, but the other day I had this great idea and I can't stop thinking about it. What if we were to, like, cure some people? Wouldn't that be cool? We can try. We could definitely try and cure some people. That's my aim here anyway. Get some benches in for you. So we need to really work on our hospital attractiveness. I'm going to pop... Oh, I hate that. I'm going to pop this down here so that they've got somewhere to come and get some food. We'll get a bin next to it. There we go. And we definitely need some water for them. So if we pop a water thing in next to that. And as for attractiveness, one of our patients has been diagnosed. Right, get a patient to wait because we're definitely going to need some more diagnosis then. So if I go, we'll get a cardiology. That's always a good staple. We'll get that door here.
That's why you need insurance like Swangle's Insurance.
Right, so if we put that down. Actually, I forgot to put some windows in, haven't I? Pop one there. So let's have a look what we can do here. We'll get some scales in.
Deceased patients are reminded that there's nothing here for them now.
This definitely reminds me of the old theme hospital days. I used to play that game to death. I literally played that game to death. I loved that game so much. Right, so we need an aircon machine. You need all the usuals. Aircon. Oh, actually, I think we should probably get one out here. Yeah, there we go. We need the usuals. I'm going to get a water tower, or cooler, or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to move this, actually. Move it more to the middle. I get the sweep machine. And we need a chair. Oh, a cabinet as well. I like these cabinets. To keep an eye out and watch them look in those cabinets because they're quite fun. And we'll get them a chair next to the aircon. A certificate above that. And we'll get them a notice board next to this as well. There we go. So that's plenty of stuff in there for them to be getting on with. We've got room for a... We haven't got room for a what do you call it there? So I'm going to pop a leaflet stand in. Let's filter this by off the grid. I'm going to get these wall plants because I like these wall plants. I think they're quite cute. So if I pop one there, and then if we put a little dream catcher in next to that, that fits quite nicely. I'm going to try and stick to the off-the-grid stuff because at least it'll kind of look nice, I guess. It'll be on point with the theme. Okay, so our doctors have discovered a new illness, tinderbox. Sufferers are characterised by a stifling soreness and slightly flinty smell, commonly caused by long camping trips spent trying to start fires. We'll send the patient for treatment. Ah, see, there we go. Perfect for the ward. That worked out well for us, didn't it? So that's looking quite attractive around there anyway. We need to get some more attractiveness, I think, on here. So if I get some, I think we'll pop some benches down here. Not that they'll probably use these ones. Get a carrot station and a water tower. And then let's filter by off the grid. I haven't unlocked any of these ones yet, but we need some more kudos, to be honest. Let's do that. And that. And that one and that one. There we go. Perfect. So everything is going quite smoothly so far, I would say. Promote these people. There is a lot of litter around, I understand, but there's nothing I can do about that right now, unfortunately. We've only got 2 janitors. Green fingers, class clown has potential. Totally moleless. That's good for him. Ooh, chromotherapy there. I think we'll send you home. We don't have the means to... Who did the turd? Seriously, guys? Are you animals? Ugh, right, we'll get toilets in then. That's probably a good sign to get toilets. Pop you here. There we go. Plenty of toilets there for you. You shouldn't be turding on the floor.
Patients should seem less sick and more cured during the health inspector's visit.
I definitely agree with that, please. Definitely. Okay, we need to get a bin in here as well. Definitely needs a bin. And there we go, that's the toilets up and running. So if we get some nice looking things on the side of it as well. Let's get some dream catchers. Such a random thing for a hospital, just a couple of dream catchers. And some plants. And then we'll get
Urinating anywhere in the hospital will
a carrot
not be
station.
tolerated.
Can I fit this anywhere? Fit that there, that's fine. There we go. Oh, we've got another illness. Doctors have discovered a new illness, foot in mouth. An infection of the judgment gland caused by double yolks and too many group chats. Sufferers will keep saying the wrong thing. Oh, that's like me, I've got foot in mouth, and must be cured before they really blow it and swallow their cells whole. We'll send the patient for treatment in our injection room. That's good. See, we've got plenty of things going now. We've got people for the injection room. We've got 2 at least. And we've got people for the ward. So I think we're getting off to an absolutely cracking start. And we should definitely leave this part here. And I will see you on the next one. If you like this, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'm happy to hear feedback and stuff, so definitely leave comments and I'll reply to them. And in the next one we'll start looking at the wellness index more. Now we've got sort of things set up a bit better. I'll pause it a second. So we've got things set up a bit better for, you know, just the day-to-day running of the hospital. We'll start looking at these things a little bit more in the next episode. So again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hey folks, thank you for watching the video today. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, and in between videos you can find me on Twitter at EmmGeeYT. Thank you for watching today, and I will see you on the next one.